Good morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever time is it when you are watching this video. Today we are going to talk about how to brew an American Pale Ale. So here's some of the examples that I can give you as far as which beers are American Pale Ales. And among these we have our Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, Stone Pale Ale, we have Bear Republic, XP Pale Ale, Mirror Pond, Full Sail Pale Ale, Firestone Pale Ale, and many more. So, what exactly is it that makes these beers fall into the category of American Pale Ale? Well, in order for us to be able to tell if our beer is going to fall under that category, it is the characteristics that these beers have in common. The color, for example, is usually pale golden to a deep amber color. So if you're going to be brewing an American Pale Ale, your color has to fall right around this range of colors. The head usually is large white to an off-white, and it has to have good head retention. The beer needs to come out clear, except perhaps if you are dry hopping your version, in which case your beer may be just a little bit hazy from dry hopping. The hop aroma needs to be moderate to strong. Your maltiness needs to be low to moderate. Your fruity esters need to be moderate to none. So this is part of the fermentation process. So whenever you are fermenting, you gotta keep your pitching rates in mind so that your fruity esters come up to from moderate to none, and the time that you leave your beer fermenting so that you get no diacetyl flavors. Again, dry hopping is optional, in which case your beer may come out a little bit hazy. So now these are some of the characteristics that these beers share or that they have in common. Let's find out how we are going to put together our recipes. To get our color and our maltiness, what we want to do is we want to basically get our base malt, which can be just your regular 2-row or just regular plain malt extract if you are using extract, or if you're extract brewing. And you want to add right around a half pound of caramel malt. It doesn't have to be half pound, but half pound is just a good starting point. This will give your beer that deep amber to kind of like a pale golden color. Now, how much of it you use will depend on a couple of different things. For one, you want to make sure that your original gravity doesn't go above 1.060, and you need to have at least 45 points per gallon in your original gravity, so 1.045. Your color needs to be or end up right around the 5 to 14 SRM, which is the deep amber to or pale golden to deep amber color. So that is pretty much it for the malt. As far as hops, hops must be American hops. That is what makes American Pale Ales the hops, American hops. Hops usually need to be citrusy hops. Those are the ones that are preferred, and your IBUs need to be somewhere around the 30 or 45 IBUs. Now, how much hops you use, remember, the American Pale Ales usually have moderate to strong hop aroma, so you can either give this aroma either from dry hopping or late kettle additions, and again, it has to be American hop varieties. Your yeast, very simple. You just have to use an American ale yeast, and you got to make sure that you use good pitching rates to get a cleaner fermentation with little or no byproducts. Some of the ways that you can spice up your American Pale Ale is you can add specialty grains, but just make sure that these are very little quantities so that you can add some more malt flavor, just light sweetness, or some toasty and bready notes. Keep those to a very low level. You want to use late hops or dry hop your beer to get more aroma and flavor into your beer, but you gotta make sure to keep this also low so that it doesn't end up being an IPA. So that is pretty much how you will brew an American Pale Ale. Also, make sure to use Irish moss to clear up your beer. The beer's usually clear except for dry hopping. So even if you use Irish moss when dry hopping, you may still get a beer that's a little bit hazy. But that is pretty much how you would come up with American Pale Ale recipes. If you want to get more information about brewing beer, you can visit my website at brewbeeranddrinkit.com or just click the link in the description box, and we'll talk to you next time.